Hmm. Oh yeah, I need to mouse over my equipment. 25 life steal, good base damage. Let's see, shaft stop, vamp gaze, which is different than the modern version. This is not rolled, it's always the same numbers. Saracens chance for amplified damage on striking. This sword that I made a video about, which also does amplified damage. I guess it's on attack, not striking. On attack does proc during whirlwind. Retaliate boot, 37 mana per kill ring. Dwarf star. Why am I wearing this? Magic damage reduced 15. Ravina belt. And charms with life, maximum damage, and resistances.
Good day.
A flawless skull stays in my inventory so that if I see a gem shrine, I can make a perfect skull for re-rolling rares someday. I get a shrine over here and usually one like either here or here. Or sometimes it's over here. This chest is. So generally I get 2 shrines per run.
I am overburdened.
I just woke up from a nap, so I think my voice probably is a little deeper than normal because of grogginess. And then also my eyes are not
Good to see you.
super ready for looking at equipment on the floor. Gear. I slept for 8.5 hours last night and was woken up by my alarm, which is unusual. Usually I wake up before the alarm. And then I napped for like 2 hours. And I woke up like 3 times during the nap.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. Good day. stay a while and listen.
And here I'm doing 1.07 High Council runs. My goal for this project
Good
is
to
to
see
do
you.
5,000 runs on the run counter, which would be about 150 hours on the total time elapsed counter. And then I probably wouldn't stop um, doing High Council, but I would set it under a new uh, counter, and then also I would do them less often and focus on other things.
I can't carry anymore. Good day.
The Meat Scraper. That looks similar to what I think it's supposed to have. So maybe it's the same as the modern version. 22, oops, to maximum stamina. I keep maximum stamina charms because they look like maximum damage charms. So I keep them to troll myself when I'm looking through my charms.
Hello.
I always count while I'm working to make sure I get every monster. I saw 2 ghoul lords, so I counted to 13.
Good to see you.
Nice. It's a perfect roll on the resist. 12 cold resist on a small charm with fast run walk. And in this version, the fast run walk is linear rather than diminishing returns. I might actually swap it out for this. What's my resistance is? 25 life, 30 for lightning. I might put it here. I don't know. For now, it goes there. And then once I put it in my infinite stash, I'll forget that I have it and never wear it again. But it's good enough, certainly, to wear. I'll just forget that I have it. Maybe when I see the screenshot, then I'll go look for it. Okay, I accidentally picked up arrows. So then I picked up another one, hoping that they would combine into one stack.
I can't carry anymore.
They did not.
Stay a while and listen.
Mm.
Good day.
Mm.
I am overburdened.
I'll go repair my weapon and gamble to get rid of some of this gold.
Good day.
Gamble typically 4 circlets. Hmm. He does not want to give me circlets today. There was one.
How may I help you?
Carnegie
I
Helm.
can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Sometimes I mispronounce words on purpose to amuse myself. And Carnage Helm looks a lot like Carnegie, like Andrew Carnegie.
Yes?
I think that was his name. Who I was taught about in history class and remember nothing about him other than his name.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. Hello.
Hmm.
Stay a while and listen.
Sometimes when I'm horking, my mouse or the cursor will decide to start trying to click on the items, and there is no pickup command, so I can't stop it.
I am overburdened.
Let's see, diadem.
Good day.
18 maximum damage Grand Charm is no good. So it goes on the floor. If you are just starting in 1.07, then 18 max Grand Charm is fine. But it won't take too long, and you would also be leaving them on the floor, I think. I guess, it kind of depends on how much time you devote to the game,
I can't carry anymore.
but getting a decent damage on your charm set is not
Stay a while. and
super
listen.
time consuming to get a bunch of just plain 20s. $20 on a prefix or 20 on a suffix.
Greetings. Good day. can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Okay.
Yes?
Hmm.
Stay a while and listen.
One thing worth knowing if you're trying to get a charm set for maximum damage charms, either small, large, or grand,
I
is
can't carry
the
anymore.
3 perfect gem reroll recipe for magic items will not get you the charms you're looking for because that recipe sets items to item level 1.
I am overburdened.
So you can't get almost anything out of it. Somehow I misread Blade Bow as Phase Blade. It's a pretty big misread.
I can't carry anymore.
Chaos Armor. What is that? Is that the Triangles,
I am
maybe?
overburdened. Good day.
Triangles is worth having because of the fast run walk. So if that's what it is, I'll keep it. Razor Bow.
Good to
There's a
see
lot of
you.
junk on the floor this time. Yeah, Triangles. So that 45% faster run walk that's listed as fastest run walk in version 1.07, it effectively gives you 40% faster run walk because the medium armor type does -5. But then because fast run walk is linear, it's noticeable. So you can see the difference already. No diminishing returns. So I wear Triangles on any rack runner.
can't carry anymore.
Really. Just gonna start picking up random junk to clear it. Because I like to be able to make sure I see every item on the floor. That way I don't miss anything that I actually want. Okay. That's one problem with all this clutter. That's why I haven't put any more points into find item. It's because it would actually reduce my efficiency because it's more time spent sifting through clutter rather than looking at actual items that I'm interested in.
Good day.
Data, poison, and bone. Fastest run walk. I don't want it. But I will keep it. That's the kind of thing someone might ask for on Discord one day, and then I'll be like, yeah, I have one. Here.
Yes. I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
Hmm.
Stay a while and listen.
Oh, I need to meal off. Oh yeah, I need to mill off still.
I can't carry anymore.
So this item is extra special.
I am
That splint
overburdened.
mail, I think it's the one. I'll show you.
I can't carry anymore. Yes?
Hand scythe. And then there was a lion helm. And then there's, I believe, ice blink. Right, so this freezes target. Any item that has this modifier on it, you cannot show it to your third-party program Atma for muling because it will corrupt your character and you won't be able to play that character file anymore. Atma doesn't know how to read freezes target, and so it instead destroys your character file. So don't ever, when you're muling, don't ever show this to your third-party muling program.
I am overburdened.
There's no need to look for 320 gloves in this version
Stay a
because
while
you
and listen.
can, when you craft gloves, any craft can spawn with magic only affixes, so you can craft 320 gloves with additional modifiers. So 320 magic gloves with no additional modifiers is much less interesting.
I am overburdened. day. Hello.
Generally, I don't make a particular effort to look for sorceress orbs, but occasionally I will pick some up. Naga.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
I think Naga might be my favorite item that I don't actually want to identify. Because it has a potential to be a trophy for low-level dueling, which I don't participate in. And then my favorite item to identify at all is, in this version, is Grand Charms.
Yes.
And here at the High Council, the unique named council members drop Bale Grand Charms because they're item level 94. The regular council members only drop item level 90, I think. Something like that. I suppose if I remember the next time I'm Mule, I can check those numbers.
Good day.
Good day.
Hello, Jimbo. There's a Super Mario World. I'll call him a player because I don't think he streams anymore. And I don't even think he plays Super Mario World anymore. But he used to call me Jimbo. He would also call me Friendo. Same. Nor did I know anyone named Jim or even James when I chose this username. so many years ago. Let's see, what year was it? It might have been as early as 2001 that I first started using this name. Yeah, I think it was 2001 when I first started using this in Counter-Strike.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Before that, I would just play on my brother's username. Um, then one day, you know, our friend was over and he wanted to play, and we wanted to indicate with the username that it wasn't us, that it was our friend. And we knew, being the savvy middle schoolers that we were, to never use your real name online. And so we couldn't, you know, put our name as friend. And
Can't carry anymore.
so we didn't want to put Bob's friend because that's like too generic. And so the next name that came to mind was Jim. And so we changed the username to Jim's friend so that he could play. And then when he left that day, I kept Jim's friend, and then my brother just kept playing under his own username. Too much clutter.
I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore.
Look at this amazing gameplay. Okay. Ah, yes, yeah. And many hours spent in a 32 uh, person server in 1.6. I didn't like 5 versus 5 um, because in pub games usually that meant something like 3 versus 5. And then also people don't cooperate anyway. But in 16 versus 16, it doesn't matter which way you go on any map, you're always going to run into someone else from the other side. And so you always get to, like, you know, shoot at somebody. Experience gameplay. So I got a Terror Rune. I'm going to need to craft heavy gloves. And I got very good with the Desert Eagle. There was a while where I played Desert Eagle only, like for several months. So I got pretty good with the Desert Eagle. The Deagle. Let's see. Is it B41, B7, maybe? And then I don't remember the armor. But B41, B7 was like Desert Eagle and ammo, I think. Not really, no. We had, I think we had it, and we had like Call of Duty, and we had Rainbow Six, and then we had like Star Wars Battlefront. But I never really got into them. I just did Counter-Strike. Like, I'm going to stick with a game whose mechanics I already understand. And whose weird graphics and pixelation I already know how to interpret. Oh. Oh, Dave Defeat, the single player game. Yeah,
Good to see you.
yeah. Wait, no, Dave Defeat. No. There was another one where it was a Counter-Strike mod and it was like Space Marines versus aliens, and you, like, as you get kills, your whatever you are upgrades, like the weapons and health and damage output. I wish that one had got more popular. It looked really cool, but I barely played that at all. Maybe for like a week. But no, I was pretty much exclusively playing 32 person, kind of the normal maps that you expect, but with extra spawns added. The Aztec, Train, Dust 2, um, Nuke. There was one, I think they would play one called like Chateau. I liked that map. There was one, I think it was an ESL map, and it was like in an Italian marketplace. They still play it now in CS2, I think. They had hostages, maybe? We played that one. And then near the end of my Counter-Strike gaming, I started playing Gun Game, which was a huge mistake because Gun Game was essentially spray and pray simulator. And in like less than a week, I lost all of my ability to aim, like at all. Like with any gun, anywhere, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm done playing Counter-Strike forever now. They also sometimes, on that 32-person server, they would sometimes go to like an aim map and op map. Like 32 or 16 versus 16 on aim MP4 AK is not great.
Yes.
They also, oh, this one was great. Oil Rig. I think it's Oil Rig. Um, I think it was called Oil Rig. And like the counter-terrorist spawn is directly above the terrorist spawn. And on 16 versus 16, it's like hugely imbalanced map. And so people would pick counter-terrorists rather than random. And it would end up like,
I can't carry
24 or like 28 versus 4. And then the counter-terrorists would all get a weapon that can shoot through walls and just shoot straight down at spawn, and like half the terrorist team would just like die immediately at spawn. Good stuff. Quality gaming. And then they had a custom map called Dust Castle, which I don't really know why, but for some reason I played way better on that map than any other. And instead of my usual like 1-to-1 kill death ratio, maybe slightly kill favored, with the Desert Eagle only, I would end up like 36 and 4, something like that. So I enjoyed that map. I don't know why. Like, I did so much better there. But I did. There was another. It's a big map that like takes place in a castle that I did pretty well at. It's a bomb map.
Not enough mana.
But yeah, the typical rotation was like Aztec, Dust, Dust 2, Train, I think. And then other maps could get voted on. Or you could ask one of the admins, like, hey, I want to play such and so map. Okay, an Ort rune. So I can craft my weapon. No good.
Good day.
And I used to really enjoy watching highlight videos on YouTube. Of, I think my favorite one, there was, what's the name of that song? Well, I don't know the name of the song, but like, kind of the chorus is the biggest, the best, better than the rest. And it was a highlight reel for Nip Heaton, who later changed teams and I think went like SK Christensen, something like that. And I liked his highlight video the most. I think he might have been like considered the best player in the world at the time, which, if so, would explain why I liked his highlight reel the most. Just bandwagoning. You roll diadems with gems?
Good to see you.
It wasn't, no, it wasn't just op. It was like all the weapons. I think there was even an M249 clip in there. Oh, peace skulls. Okay.
Good day.
It is an honor to
But it was,
serve.
if there was, it was like just one. Uh, I can't remember for sure. That might have been a different video. But it was like, you know, AK, M4, MP5, Desert Eagle, USP, Glock, OP. The videos that were OP only, I was a lot less interested in. And my brother really enjoyed Scouts and Knives,
I can't carry anymore.
especially on low gravity servers. But I did not. How many skulls do you have?
Stay a while and listen.
Like dozens or hundreds or thousands? Eh. And if you play version 1.0 and get a good seed for the Cow King, you can farm SOJ and make your P-Skulls 6 times more valuable. With 1 SOJ, 1 Perfect Skull reroll rare. If you want to farm 150 SOJ. It'll probably take a while. I think I was getting like 1 every probably 10 minutes or so, maybe less, maybe 5 minutes when I was testing it out.
I can't carry anymore.
Oh, I have, let's see, right here. I have a few more than that. In my P-Skulls folder, I have 547. And then I have a bunch of unsorted stashes, which will have a few more. But I haven't ever rolled any for anything, so that's like my total accumulation. Not just like, oh, this round I have this many. It's the only round. Let's see how I would test the Cow King. I think I'm trying to think. I'm probably going to demonstrate it in video on the 1.0 guided playthrough. But have you watched the 1.0 guided playthrough videos at all? Because if you do, then I can reference them. If not, then I'll just kind of try to explain it. Or I might even be able to just, well, I don't want to pull it up right now. Because that'll mess up my window placement. What a wonderful reason. Sorry, I can't help you. My screen might move.
Hello.
Okay, so you know how I can like just for example here in 1.07, I can have a rack that will always drop the same base item type, right? And as long as I follow the same path and use the same timing from the waypoint to the rack. So the Cow King drops in a similar way
I am
in
awaiting.
old versions, and actually all monsters do. What makes the Cow King and some other particular super uniques special is that they always spawn in the exact same position on a map. And so the when you jump through the cow portal, you'll want a map where the Cow King spawns very close to the portal so that you can either wait for him to come up to you and then use some sort of uh, cue to tell you when to attack and kill him, or if he's relatively nearby and you have a good spot to click, where you can click the same spot every time and like whirl through him and kill him in the same spot every time. He won't always drop the same item, but he will always drop from the same like pool of 5 or 6 base items as long as you kill him at the same location at the same time. And if one of those items is a ring, um, actually, I think you might be able to get him to drop a ring every single time. Yeah, that's correct. You can get him to drop the same base every time, just like the rack. So the pool of items, like 5 or 6 items that he drops from, is location dependent. But if you kill him in the same location, then it's always the same base. And so then you just get him to same location and same timing. And so if he drops a ring, he has like a 1 in 10 chance of it being a unique. And so then, you just kill him every 10 times on average, you'll get a SOJ, as long as you have a way to mule it off effectively. Um, so there is no muling program that I know of for 1.0. There are a couple ways to mule without losing your map. Um, the, I'll say, least scummy way is to have a self multiplayer game where one game hosts and then stays active 24/7 forever. The Cow King is not affected by Infinite Magic Find. And then the second game joins the multiplayer game and gets the map, and then goes back to play single player. And then if it's a good map, you don't have to re-roll it. If it's a bad map, then your host has to rehost a new game and try rolling the map again. What this does is when you join the multiplayer game again, because it's the same map that you already have, your map won't re-roll. Slightly more scummy ways to do it is to edit your or to load your game in read-only mode and mule off in multiplayer. I've never done it, so I don't know the specifics of how it works. And then kind of a super scummy way of muling off is to just copy and paste your save file, drop only the ring, and then delete the paste. And then reload your copy, and then like delete the ring so you don't get the same one again. Infinite Magic Find can force uniques in 1.07, so you might be able to farm SOJ that way as well. It's just once you find an SOJ in the game, if you're holding it, another SOJ will not drop. If you come drop it by your stash, then you can get more. As long as you're not holding it. Did I already kill these guys? I feel like you can do it in normal. You can do it normal, nightmare, hell, wherever. Normal, he has a smaller pool of item bases to drop from. So that's probably the best spot to do it. Also, you're more likely to be able to kill him in one hit, which means you could get the location and timing combo right so that you always kill him at the same time and position. but it works in any difficulty.
Stay a while
I
and
haven't,
listen.
I didn't do it to farm SOJ. I was trying to farm rare rings and see if I could find a way to um, change which ring he drops. Because he drops from a small pool of items that are all duplicates of each other. And so if you kill the Cow King on the same map over and over and over, just like any other monster, he will start dropping exact duplicates, like with the same fingerprint. And it's not a very high
I am
number.
overburdened.
Like, I think he had like 10 rare rings on a map in the same. Actually, it might even just be on the map, period. Not even dependent on location and timing.
I can't carry
And
anymore.
I was trying to figure out a way to make him drop a new one instead of a dupe. And so in that process, I ended up seeing a lot of SOJ drop. I didn't pick them because I didn't have a meaningful way that I liked to mule off without losing the map. If you just need one, I would just gamble it.
Good to see you.
So you make a game with a high level character with maxed out gold, and you join the game with a low level character with, it doesn't, they don't need the gold. You drop a bunch of gold on the floor, the low level character goes and gambles rings. The reason the low level character does the gambling is because there's less item bases that can spawn in the shop window, so you'll see rings in the shop window more often. And I think it's like 1 in 20 or something. It's not very rare for a unique. I think you can use level 1. There's no level requirements on uniques in Classic, in the old versions of Classic. So I think you can gamble SOJ at level 1. I haven't. Um, I just gamble with my high level guy, and if he happens to get a SOJ, I keep it.
Yes.
You will get Nagelring and Mantled Heal before you get SOJ. So you might have to gamble until you get 3 unique rings, if you don't already have those. But yeah, I would do that. If you just want one SOJ, I would just gamble it rather than running the Cow King. Or just do like a clear of 1.07 with
I
the
am
Infinite
overburdened.
Magic Find on. Yeah, but 2
I
years,
can't
but
carry anymore.
how often do you play? And how long are your sessions?
Good to see you.
Oh. Okay, then everything that I just said about Classic probably does not apply. If you're playing only the most recent version, the game behaves differently. And I don't know what all the differences are. But I would guess that they have fixed the item seeding monsters dropping the same item all the time. And I don't know if gambling still works the same. Whether you can gamble SOJ trivially or not. Yeah, because everything I just said was for version 1.0. Because in the in the most recent version, you can only kill the Cow King once, and then you can't make the map anymore. I think that started in like 1.05 or maybe 1.03.
I am overburdened.
So if you need an SOJ, probably and you specifically only want SOJ, probably the best way to get it is going to be Nightmare Andariel runs. Yes.
Good day.
Yeah, it's Shaft Stop. It's not my ideal armor choice. I just don't have many armors. I will at some point replace it with the Gladiator's Bane. Arcane's Valor is also a good pick, but I don't like the reduced run walk speed for wearing a heavy armor. So I won't be wearing Arcane's Valor. Valor? Who says Valor? Valor. I say Valor because when I was playing years ago and it was common for people to ask for 08 Valor,
Stay a while and listen.
I didn't know how to pronounce the word correctly, and so I just rhymed the vowel with 8, so 08 Valor,
Yes.
Hello.
rather than 08 Valor. A safety crafted armor would probably also be better than this if it was a decent roll. Um, no, it just class skills. No, it's just +2 all skills. I don't know what version had class skills. I've never heard of that. I don't know of any item that does that in any version. Oh, I need to mill off. It has plus vitality based on character level. Like 2.5 vitality per character level. I think it also has plus life, but I can't remember for sure. But boosting your life pool is basically why you would wear it. The vitality per character level does not get affected by battle orders. So the life from vitality per character level does not get affected. Like it's not boosted further by plus % life modifiers. And I do not have one to show you, unfortunately. If I did, I might be wearing it now instead of Shaft Stop. Oh. And I think it cannot drop from monsters. It must be racked. I know there were a lot of hacked items imported from Open Battle.net.
I am overburdened.
And I was basically too poor to afford any of them. And didn't have the patience to do the simple methods of accumulating wealth, like selling chipped gems.
Yes? Yes?
I probably need to make a new link for the Discord server. If you're in the Discord server, I posted a channel called like Useful Links or something like that.
I can't.
And in there, there's a link to a web archive page which has the 1.08 versions of uniques, and the 1.07 versions are in almost all cases the same.
Stay a while and listen.
So you could look up the 08 Veiler there. Oh, level 23. It's useful for playing with at level 23. Here, let me do like this. Whoops. It's not what I wanted to click. At least there wasn't anything weird there. That's my Be Right Back screen. Right here. Oops. Invite. That should work.
Hello.
I think there's like 4 people on the server, so not much to see yet. But soon, TM, I will be super famous. There will be thousands of users, all playing old versions of Diablo 2. And then I won't have to play to see cool items anymore. I'll just look at what other people post and be like, yeah, that's a cool item. So I have an Ort rune, so I need to craft my weapon. Or a weapon. I still need to go ahead and rush a group of Amazons to try to get a Grand Matron bow. 10 maximum damage is no good on a large charm. Mana steal, nothing. Complete trash. Okay. Normal and expected. Doorways into the past, but by someone who actually has an understanding of the game, rather than, you know, what it was like when you were actually playing in middle school. Hello, 5S. I bought another steak because they were still on sale. So when I stop playing tonight,
I can't carry
probably somewhere either a half hour or an hour from now, something like that. But maybe longer, but probably not longer. Then I will have another T-bone steak. It was $7. No, this one was bigger. It was $9, which really isn't bad. And my, I'll say my minimum paycheck has gone up slightly, so I can afford to occasionally buy something nice. If this had been a small charm, that would have been really cool. Yes, when you made a Thorns paladin that couldn't finish Nightmare, that's correct. Um, Fortunately, steaks taste good pretty much no matter how good or bad you are at cooking them. I can cook one fine, I just don't really take my time with it. And so I just use my electric skillet, and the sear is kind of like mediocre at best. And then I probably cook it like medium well. But it still tastes good. I used to be pretty good at getting, medium rare on a steak on a grill. I would do all of the steak cooking for our family when I was in middle school and high school.
What you need?
Um, it basically was one of my chores. Like, oh, if we're having steak for dinner, then what am I looking for? Oh, spending gold. Then you're going to cook them on the grill. Because Dad has other things that he needs to get done. And even though he enjoys grilling, the greenhouse needs to be taken care of. And the sun goes down in 30 minutes, so. But yeah, T-bone steak for dinner tonight. I also got the broccoli cauliflower mixed bag, which was on clearance again. Different store. So, same, it was both Kroger, but different locations. So what that tells me is probably the warehouse is behind on pushing out that item. And so when they show up at a store, they just immediately go and mark down because they're close dated.
I am overburdened.
When I worked there, we had that one
I
time.
can't carry anymore.
This was really funny. The Captain Crunch cereal apparently is not a good seller because they were coming in from the warehouse already past their sell-by date.
Good day.
And so I would scan them out as expired, and so we would get a new box because we didn't have any, and they would all come, ooh, tall rushes, and they would all come in expired again. So I would scan them out as expired, and my grocery manager got so mad at me. He's like, "Stop scanning them out. Let the other stores get them." And I was just like I just looked at him and then scanned them out again. He was so mad. Yeah, they have Kroger all throughout the Midwest, I think. And then they have other stores that are owned by Kroger elsewhere. Like if you live on the West Coast, then I think there's one called Ralph's, which is owned by Kroger. I think. I don't remember. I don't work there anymore, so I forgot all of these things. But I know a lot of people like to, here in Texas, a lot of people like to claim HEB superiority. And, I mean, to me, it's just a grocery store. And I shop at Kroger because that's where I've always shopped, and that's it. I also shop at, sometimes I go to the Asian stores. Super H Mart and 99 Ranch Market. But
Stay a while.
only very occasionally. One time I was making deviled eggs, and I was like, oh, I'll go, for a potluck. I was like, oh, I'll go to the Asian store and I'll get that salmon roe for my deviled eggs. And oh boy, I did not buy that salmon roe. It was like You know, I think it was maybe 3 ounces, might have even been less, like 2 ounces. And it was like $29, and I was just like, all right, we're gonna have like super generic deviled eggs with like no garnish. But I enjoy deviled eggs. And for a while, that was kind of my go-to, what I would bring to a potluck.
I can't carry anymore.
It's been a while since I've been to a potluck, so I would say that I don't currently really have a go-to. 3 magic find, 10 mana. A perfect roll on magic find is 4. So I'll go ahead and keep that, but it's not good enough to screenshot. They do, it's just not common. They cast Hydra. Their AI was changed a lot, how they behave. So they don't just like all immediately cast Hydra the second you're in the aggro radius like they do now.
Good day.
There's one. There's a Hydra, just for you. But I can't eat the sauces at the Asian store, unfortunately, or any store. Um, but they have a really good selection of seafood, and they have really good
I
selection
can't
of,
carry anymore.
I'll say, exotic fruits and vegetables. So I mostly go there for the fruit, and they have like, you know, some of the regular, like, oh, they'll have apples or whatever for sale, and then they'll have, in addition to apples, they'll have like graded apples. So it's like, I don't even know what the grades are, but it would be like a pack of 5 apples, and they'll have some sort of like star and a certificate on the apple packing. It's gonna be like $25 for your 5 apples. I'm just like, dang, those must be really good apples. They're like perfectly round, shiny.
Good day.
And they have other graded fruits as well. $25 might be an exaggeration. I just remember they were like, wow, that's a really expensive apple. If 1 apple a day keeps the doctor away, then these things, you only need like 1 bite of apple a day. One bite of apple a day keeps the doctor away. This is not medical advice.
Greetings.
The other day I did when I got home,
I
let's
can't
see,
carry
maybe
anymore.
it was Friday night. I think it was Friday night. I got home at like 10:45 p.m. and I was in, if you know the feeling of being so tired that uh, you kind of just stop caring about really anything and just like, ah, I'm just gonna do whatever. It doesn't matter anyway. So I started making a video of me
Stay a
cooking.
while and listen.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be an amazing video. And then when I finished it, actually even before I finished, like 20 seconds in, I was just like, man, I have literally nothing to say, and
Good day.
huh, I like that was it. And so I didn't post it because the idea for the video was like super dumb, but the kind of dumb that I enjoy. The execution of the video was absolute garbage. Um, so it's sitting on my hard drive doing nothing. So enjoy that teaser of a video that I'm not going to show, where I cooked a steak in a transparent window so that you could see a barbarian standing in town in the middle of the steak. Good stuff. Oh, here, I can do better than that. I can show you what it looked like. Videos. Is that the one? This one. Okay. Let's see. Let's put this in the middle of the screen. Unblock the display capture. So here is the steak in my electric skillet, which has stuff burned onto it, even though it's non-stick. And if you look really carefully, like right here, you can see the level 1 barbarian standing in town through the steak. So this was going to be the Diablo 2 video for the night, and then it finished like, I think I finished after midnight, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not even going to. So I didn't. That program is called Peekthrough. I used to use it for watching Twitch while working in Excel. So I can make the Excel spreadsheet transparent and full screen while watching Twitch behind it in full screen.
Yes.
I got confused. I was like, where am I going? And then I picked the wrong one. Anyway, amazing. I was trying to think what I was doing. What game is this?
I am overburdened.
Oh, yeah. Pick up stuff.
Good day.
Yeah. Hey, at least it's not Cocoon Touch Simulator. Although, having said that, you guys watch me shop, so Cocoon Touch wouldn't really be any more of a... I was going to say much of a stretch, but then I said any more of a, and then there was nothing else for me to say after that. any more bizarre. And there will probably be Cocoon Touch Simulator streams at some point in the far future. Or maybe not so far, depending on what I find in which versions. I do like the idea of finding a really cool amulet in Classic. But it's not necessary for my builds. I think like the ideal kind of item would be like an amulet with Magic Find Prefix, Magic Find Suffix, 2 to class skills, and fast cast rate, and then maybe some sort of resist or a high life roll. But I don't need that. No, the versions of Classic that I play do not. They have exceptional weapon bases, but there are no exceptional uniques. And version 1.0, let's see, I'm trying to think, it might not even have exceptional weapons at all, but it for sure does not have Lance. It does have exceptional weapons because I use Polon. That's right. But yeah. So the Lance is not in 1.0, but it's in, I think, every other version.
Greetings.
Alright. I'll look at that item too. Did you make sure to mention that it's fake? Or not necessarily fake, but hacked? Alright. Cool.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Okay, I have an Ort rune, so I can craft a weapon. Why did I pick up the wand? There's no wand that I would want. This one and a jewel. Undead damage. 3 combat skills barbarian. Low base damage. Indestructible, so you never have to repair it. No attack speed. If this had good damage, it could potentially be a Pendleskin weapon. But even then, you'd probably want to have, what's it called? The attack speed built in, rather than as runes or jewels. It's not even item pickup simulator, it's clutter reduction simulator.
I am overburdened.
And sometimes I just like sniff directly into the microphone. Whenever I do that,
Good day.
occasionally it will remind me of Morrowind, especially with if you have the subtitles. I don't know if the subtitles are a mod or if they're vanilla. I think they're probably a mod. Um, but they'll go, you know, someone over in the distance will go when you walk by, and the subtitles will say sniff. With asterisks on each side of it to indicate that it's an action and not something that someone said. Like so. Sol rune. I don't craft with sol runes, but it is a crafting rune. Terror rune, so I can craft a heavy glove.
I am overburdened.
Where's that jewel?
I can't carry anymore.
Where? Did I pick it already? No. There it is.
Good to see you.
Excuse me.
Good day.
Heavy gloves, please. Thank you. Two javelin and spear, no attack speed, low rolls on everything. Rubbish. On the floor you go. Muling off. And I'm going to look at something briefly. Let's see. Okay. Avert your eyes. I might accidentally show personally identifying information. I've probably already shown it at some point.
Good day.
What you need?
Let's see. Not quite 2 hours yet. So I'll do one more stash full of junk. That'll put me over 2 hours. Which is, I think, a good amount for one day as a hobby. oil potion. Bolts. Such clicking.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah.
Yes?
I saw the amethyst pop out. Sometimes you can see what the item is as it's like floating through the air.
I am overburdened.
And I saw the purple flash.
I am overburdened.
I also saw the Grand Charm, which is the one I was far more interested in. But generally, I don't really recognize the items as they pop out. Circlet. Big misread on that War Javelin. Somehow, I was reading Jawbone Visor. So that's pretty far off.
Greetings.
Usually my misreads at least make sense.
I can't carry anymore. Good day.
I think I just picked up bolts. And if you were watching since the beginning, you can probably tell Because when I first started, I had just woken up from a nap and my voice was a bit deeper from grogginess. And I think you can probably hear the difference. But I might just be imagining it, making stuff up. Sometimes if I get like really congested, then it will also go much deeper.
It is an honor to serve you.
I can't carry anymore.
Hmm.
I am overburdened. Good day.
For a second, I thought the game was about to crash. Razor bow, razor bow. Okay.
Greetings. overburdened. Yes.
I think this sword is like really actually helping a lot versus conviction. Because I am not like almost dying every single time. Either almost dying or actually dying. So far, I have not
I
died to
can't carry
conviction
anymore.
since I got this new sword. With the, how much is it? 58 light res and 55 cold res.
Good day.
I think the magic find rolls on here, and 12 is a low roll. I can't remember for sure. And then I think also when I get Gladiator's Bane, um, I believe the magic damage reduction occurs before resistances are applied, and the physical damage reduction as well, which will really help against amplified damage as well as just the multi-shot lightning enchanted. Because the 30 damage reduction percent kind of just makes amplified damage only do 70% more damage instead of 100. But if you reduce the damage first by an integer, it's much more powerful. Level 35, and what weapon should you use? What's the, what's it called? What's your mastery? And how much patience do you have for racking? Uh, Also, I recommend, if you are not already, then just level up by doing Shank runs. I'm assuming you're talking 1.07. Level up by doing Shank runs to about level 42, I think. 40, 42, somewhere in that range.
I can't carry
You don't need a whole lot of damage there to not die, and the experience is pretty decent.
I am overburdened. Yes.
You didn't pick a mastery? Like none of these? Well, then that would explain the low damage. Typically, I recommend sword. And then, I can't remember, it's either Colossus Blade or Colossus Sword, whichever one has the better weapon speed mastery. It's the same one that is the Bull Kathos base. I think it's Colossus Blade. Uh, but you won't be able to use it
I am
until
overburdened.
at least level 60, probably higher.
Good to see you.
Certainly, I think a first time playthrough, swords is going to be your best option in 1.07 because you can rack Bull Kathos set relatively easily,
Good day.
and that will carry you a long way. At level 30, you can start wearing Bloodletter, which has really good damage. I might be able to pull one up, show you what it looks like. Uh, 43 to 108, and this is not ethereal. 20 to minimum damage, 45 to maximum damage, 8 lifesteal, attack speed built in. You could put, if you need to, a Shea rune to get more attack speed. It's a good starter weapon. The main drawback being, of course, the low range adder. But like I said, a good starter weapon for a sword bard. That's what I would use if I was level 30 and playing with swords.
Greetings.
I see. I don't even know if I have that. Probably not. I haven't really done much racking outside of circlets. I racked a bunch of circlets. I think I racked... It was either 6,500 or 13,000, and I don't know which. Depends on how rare or what are the odds of a set dropping. I have 66 of Naj's circlet. And I think circlets are 1 in 200, but they might be 1 in 1, or sorry, not circlets, rares. Not rares, sets. I think sets are 1 in 200, and so if that's the case, then I think that puts me at around 12 to 13,000 circlets racked. My math might be off. It could even be off by a factor of 10. The benefit of racking circlets is that they always spawn at least magic. There are no white circlets. So this will be over pretty soon. I'll finish this stash full of junk and mule off, and then go work on some other things off stream, like laundry and dinner. War hat. I think I have that already. And it's probably the same as the modern version. I don't remember thinking of Peasant Crown when I was thinking of items that changed significantly. Let's go look at it. One skill, replenish life, energy, vitality. Yeah, that seems normal. A decent starter hat, I suppose. But I usually wear some sort of circlet with fast run walk on it. Hellslayer. Oh, yeah. And it has like 650 maximum damage or something when you're level 99. Or whatever it is. It's like a really big number. Plus maximum damage based on character level. I think one of the more interesting but useless items to rack is Lightsaber Elegant Blade.
Good to see you.
Good day.
I don't know what that is. AZROB. If it's a typo or a build name.
I am overburdened.
Yeah, the Bramble Mitts is a very important one. The laying of hands.
Hello.
Once I find or rack the Gladiator's Bane, I'll re-roll the rack on her map and hopefully get Bramble Mitts so that I can get the laying of hands for this barbarian, this one right here, and then switch his weapon to one with lifesteal on it. The damage is lower and it will need 2 Shea runes. But the off-weapon demon enhanced damage applies to the maximum damage grand charms that I have. So the laying of hands will be, if my understanding is correct, then laying of hands will be much, much stronger. Okay, I think I see everything. War Scepter.
Stay a while and listen.
I was watching Artosis Cast video, and he posted 2 videos in a row of flash floating buildings to get high ground vision and to cover his tanks and to tank dragoon shots. And I thought it was really funny because I have seen multiple times Artosis in the past say why it's a bad idea to float your buildings forward with your army because like they're slow and it's too expensive to make buildings for that purpose, and it takes up APM away from you, and it messes up your macro cycles. And then he watched these videos, or he casted these videos of Flash floating buildings with his army, and he was, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing and creative thing ever. Why has no one ever done this before? Peak fanboy. Like, oh, now that someone whose ELO is higher than yours is trying it, you think it's smart. Okay.
I can't carry anymore.
Okay, I need razor bow, and that's it. And then I have to mule off. Let's see. I mean, wow. What? Confusing myself. Okay. Yeah. I've watched some of Falcon Paladin, and I don't know why. Probably because of ASL. I like Artosis casts better than Falcon Paladin. It might also simply be that I watched Artosis casts first and got used to him, and so switching to another one is less interesting for me, I guess. Could be any number of reasons, but I think the most likely is related to ASL. Like, I know him from there, and so I just watch him. But I do like how, at least the ones that I've seen of Falcon Paladin, he'll cast more historical. Like, he'll do some games that are happening right now, but he'll also cast some more historical games. Like things that happen. Oh, I pulled this one from, 2012. I pulled this one from 2006. That kind of thing. But that's going to be it for today for the Traveling Call running. And next guaranteed live stream will be Wednesday, hopefully at a more reasonable time, but that will depend on work.